Sleepy here, and welcome to a new episode of my weekly playlist series. We've made it to another Friday, which means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I've been playing during the week, give you guys my opinions, my thoughts on them, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. Of course, you guys know I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the games I shared with you, whether you've played them before, what you thought of them. Let me know about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me great ideas of new games to check out. I do appreciate everybody who shares with me each week the games they're playing, as you guys get me interested in so many different games I haven't heard of. And if you guys have any suggestions on a game you think I should check out, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play. I like to play a wide variety of genres, and I play on all kinds of different old consoles, all the way up to the current consoles that I own, which is the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro and Nintendo Switch. So any kind of games you guys think I might be interested, let me know. Always appreciate suggestions. I've got two games to share with you guys, and these are both from last week that I'm continuing my work on completing. First one here is for original Xbox, and it is Beyond a Steel Sky, and this is the Steelbook edition, which comes with digital soundtrack, and I think it came with some stickers. But this is a really cool cyberpunk thriller adventure game. And I'll read you guys from the back. It says, so you are Robert Forster. A child has been abducted in a brutal attack. You have vowed to bring him home. The trail has led you to Union City, one of the last remaining megacities in a world ravaged by shattering wars and political meltdown. From Charles Cecil, the creator of the Broken Sword series, with art direction by Dave Gibbons, legendary comic book artist behind Watchmen, comes Beyond a Steel Sky, the long-awaited sequel to the cult classic Beneath the Steel Sky. So Beneath the Steel Sky is a really cool point-and-click adventure from 1994, old PC game, and it's one I would definitely like to check out and play, as I did watch some gameplay of it on YouTube. Really cool. Now, if you have not played that first game, you don't have to worry. The very beginning of the game has this comic book type intro, and gives you basically a whole backstory of what happened in the first game, and gets you all set up and ready for this game so that you aren't lost. So definitely something that's really good, as they know that a lot of people aren't going to have access to an old 94 game, so you do have that wonderful intro to get you into the game. Alright guys, let's take a look here at Beyond a Steel Sky. Alright guys, we're taking a look at Beyond a Steel Sky today. This is a sequel to the cult classic Beneath the Steel Sky, which is a point-and-click adventure from 1994. So you play as Robert Forster, and a child has been abducted in a brutal attack, and you have vowed to bring him home. So this is a cyberpunk story that has cel-shaded graphics, and is a really fun adventure game. So it does have really good graphics. I do like the cel-shaded type graphics. Everybody in the game is mostly voiced as well, and they do have really good voice actors, which I really like. And you are able to interact with various characters that are out and about in the world.
It was another image of Joey, just as I remembered him. Clearly, he'd made his mark.
So you do get to make choices too when you talk to the various characters in the world, and you can ask different questions and stuff, because you have to investigate stuff, and you also get to solve puzzles as well in the game, which I really like. And you have to actually think when you're trying to solve some of these puzzles, as the game does not hold your hand. There is a hint system if you do get lost and you're trying to figure out something. You can go to your hints and it'll tell you basically what your objective is. And so this one's telling me something is going down at the Aspiration Gala. I have to go to that party. And so if I don't know what's going on, I'm trying to figure out the clue, I could go down and reveal a hint and it'll tell you another hint. And then if you're still lost, you can wait like another 20 some seconds and it'll keep giving you more hints to help you solve the puzzles and stuff. But I find it more enjoyable if you try to figure it out on your own.
Amethyst or purple glass? Either way, it looked expensive.
And so it's important to listen to Robert when he says something, because sometimes he's telling you clues and stuff that you might need for later in the game. And so there'll be different objects that you can interact with and stuff, so it is important.
I wondered if the people knew that Hobart agents had helped me save their city.
So it's important to listen to what he says when you're trying to solve these various clues and stuff.
A printer? It was rare to see one of those.
See if I can find somebody to interact with so you guys can see the dialogue options. Yeah, we can talk to Chipsworth here.
Water tank depleted.
Excuse me, please. Hello, Chipworth.
Hello, Master Graham.
Any idea how I can get into this gala?
No, sir. But if I were to ever host a party in my cleaning cupboard, I would certainly invite you, sir.
I'll bring my own bleach.
Thanks, guys.
So there's different, topics you can talk to, and sometimes you can click on the topic more than once because the character might have more information about it. But sometimes once you exhaust it, it'll disappear, or they'll just keep repeating what they had told you. But just a really cool game that I really do enjoy. And so there are various robots in the world that you will interact with as well.
Every day is super.
And so this takes place in a giant mega city called Union City. And it's absolutely massive. We'll go out here and I can show you guys a little view of because we're like super high up in like giant skyscrapers. As you guys can see the world, like look, you can see like how far down it is. There's just buildings everywhere and they just stretch up really high into the sky. So really cool. And different things will happen throughout your adventure. There are guides out there and walkthroughs that you can follow, but I would definitely recommend playing the game without a guide so that you can really enjoy the story. Now the game like I'm currently playing it for about 7 hours and 50 minutes. So we'll save here and see where I'm currently at. Almost 8 hours in, and I know I still have a lot more of the game to go. I know some people have been able to beat the game in about 10 hours or less, but if you try to explore everything and learn everything, you could probably get about 15 hours out of the story. So definitely just a really fun adventure game. that you run around and do stuff. Now, there's not like action or anything in the game. You know, this isn't going to be going there and fighting people with weapons or anything. This is all about like story. It's a really story-driven game and an adventure game, because you know this is a sequel to a point-and-click adventure. So think of that, but with more control, with a controller, where you're interacting with objects and stuff, and like maybe sometimes.
What's in the box? Let me guess. Not treasure.
It was a hand scanner.
Where you can get into stuff, and sometimes you can use tools in your inventory, and you use these various tools to solve puzzles and stuff. So there is, you know, interacting with objects and stuff, but there's not going to be any kind of combat or anything like that. So, you know, if you're not into like story games and adventure games, you know, this one might not be for you. But if you're into those story type adventures like I am, definitely recommend you guys check out Beyond a Steel Sky. It's on Xbox One, it's on PlayStation 4, it's also on the new series consoles and PlayStation 5, and it's also on the PC, and I'm pretty sure it's also on the Nintendo Switch. The game also does have a lot of humor in the game too, which is cool for the story. There are several moments that I was laughing. There's some serious moments, some sad moments and stuff. But it's got a really good story that kind of just keeps you sucked in. And it's one that I've been enjoying playing the last couple of weeks. And I'm hoping here by next week to have it beat. But definitely check out Beyond a Steel Sky. It's a really awesome cyberpunk thriller story game. It's definitely worth checking out, especially if you were a fan and played the original Beneath a Steel Sky, the old PC game from 1994. Enjoyed that look at Beyond a Steel Sky. It's a wonderful adventure game, a cyberpunk game. You know, it has cel-shaded graphics, and it's one that I'm having an absolute blast with. The story is just keeping me sucked in, and I can't wait to beat it. Definitely check it out, guys. It is awesome. And the other game we're talking about that I've played this week is Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior, which this is a sweet first-person shooter set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. If you guys are a huge fan of Warhammer, highly recommend this game. It was released on PlayStation 2 and the PC, but I have heard that the PC version is still kind of buggy and choppy, so I would definitely recommend getting the PS2 version. So Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior follows one day in the tumultuous life of Kai's, a young Tau warrior who must battle alone against a force that shows no mercy, the Imperium of Man. Kai's will soon learn there is a darker foe at hand and becomes entangled in a terrifying story that leads him through an ongoing war. So this has the single-player campaign, which I'm really into. It also had a multiplayer mode, which you could play with up to 8 people. Locally, I think you could play with 4 people with a multi-tap, but online you could play with 8 with the broadband adapter that they had for the PlayStation 2. So we're going to take a look here at Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior. Alright friends, we're taking a look at Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior. It is a wonderful first-person shooter for the PlayStation 2. Been having a lot of fun playing this game in the last couple of weeks, and it is a fairly decent length game, as it has 21 levels including a training mission. Also has a multiplayer mode where you can battle with other players, so really cool. We're going to take a look at the campaign mode, which is what I've been playing. I've been playing it on normal. It does have an easy, normal. If you beat the game on normal or easy, you can then unlock the hard mode. And I'm currently on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm currently on the 9th level of 21. And the game does have a little grading system, as it does grade you and give you a rank based on your performance, as far as how long it took you to beat the level, did you find the secrets are in the level, how many bullets you fired, and your accuracy and stuff. And the more accurate you are, and the less damage and stuff you take, the higher the rank you will get.
Get to the power generator as fast as you can. Our thoughts are with you.
Electrical fault detected. Elevator path being disabled.
So the story of this game is that you're playing as a Tau warrior. I think it's Caius is his name. But the whole idea is that the Imperium of Man, which are humans, have discovered this new race out there called the Tau, and they want to eliminate them. And so they come to one of the Tau's planets to conquer and take over it. And so you're here rescuing one of your leaders and then trying to defend your people as a fire warrior, which is some of their elite warriors for the Tau.
Now you reach your gate. The power to the elevator must have failed. You must get to the generator before we lose all power.
And that guy talking there is Lucia. He is one of the military leaders for the Tau, which I just really love this game. The graphics, as you can see, are really nice, as I am playing this on my PlayStation 2 with my component cables. So it does look good here on my 1080p TV. Controls really well for first-person shooter. You know, you can invert the aim, which I always have invert aim, and you can control the sensitivity and everything, so you can tweak it to your own liking. But I really do love this game, as first-person shooters are some of my absolute favorite games, one of my favorite genres to play. And I really do enjoy this game. Now, this game has a health system similar to how like the original Halo was, where you have a health bar, and then you also have a shield bar. Now, a shield bar is that like half moon around the little orb up there by my ammo and gun, and then the bar below where the gun is, there's actually your health bar. Oop, damn it. Accidentally shot out a grenade. So you do have grenades, you do have weapons you can switch to. You even have a melee sword weapon, so you actually have a melee weapon to fight. You have to watch out because some enemies do have melee weapons, which there are sergeants and generals and stuff. They actually have the chain sword. So if you guys have played Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, you'll remember them having a you'll remember that they had a chainsaw weapon. So this does have authentic Warhammer weapons. You have new weapons that belong to the Tau, but you can switch to using the human weapons, which is cool. And there is a wide variety of enemies as well to fight. You have a lot of enemies that are just normal humans, but I did finally run into fighting a Space Marine, which was awesome, and it was really difficult, as Space Marines are not easy, as those are elite warriors for the Imperium of Man. So it was really cool seeing a Space Marine to fight. Now, what I really liked about this game is that it is not focus on playing as a human character. You're playing as a Tau, which is an alien character. So it's really nice to have a change of pace, to play a different race
for a Warhammer 40,000 game, as Warhammer universe is filled with all kinds of different races, aliens, and even different factions in a human. So it was nice to just play as something that wasn't just a human. And then a little tip I'd give you guys is that if you can strafe, it does make it harder for enemies to hit, and you guys can see that my shield is regenerating, but my health does not, so I have to find health packs for that. And so I gotta watch out for this turret weapon. Now, the one thing I found weird is I haven't found a button to reload. He just reloads after you empty out the clip. So that's one thing that's kind of irritating about this, is I wish you could reload when you want to, because I do like to reload a lot in first-person shooters, especially to get ready before battles. But that's just one little nitpick for otherwise, you know, a fairly good game. I do love the wide variety of weapons. There's like over 30 weapons in the game. There you guys can see these little green ones are health packs that you can find. They also have red ones that are a little more, to do more healing.
Cannot penetrate. You must obtain the key. They are held by 3 sergeants. Kill them and get the key.
Please wait while we scan for the 3 pieces of the tri-key. Scan complete. We have located the 3 pieces. They are all located on this level, and each of these 3 doors will lead you to the location of one of the 3 pieces. I will seal the way behind you to prevent further attack.
I like the sound effects in the game, you know, like the weapons sound good. I like the voice acting, especially. Like, they pick really good voice actors to play the various characters in the game. So I really do like that. And they just fit in this whole Warhammer universe. Like, the characters' voices they pick for it, like, they just, you know, you see the guy and you're like, man, that's exactly how I pictured his voice being. So I really do like the voice actors that they picked for this game. They did an amazing job with it. Definitely a game I highly recommend you guys check out. If you have not ever had a chance to check out Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior, definitely should, especially if you're a fan of Warhammer 40,000 like I am. I've become really involved in the series this past year. I know my buddy Dean has as well. It's just a fascinating universe filled with such interesting characters and lore, and this game is just really awesome. Now, it was released on PlayStation 2. You can also get it on the PC, but I did hear a lot of complaints from people about the PC version, that it was kind of choppy and had issues with it, but it's definitely worth playing here on the PlayStation 2. And like I said, playing it with your component cables on a 1080p TV, the graphics just look amazing, and it's a wonderful game. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this look at Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior.
Up to let me know how you like that look at Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior. I absolutely love it. It's a wonderful first-person shooter. Has really good graphics for an old PS2 game, especially if you play it on a modern TV that has component cables, or if you're able to have an HD upscaler. Game does look fantastic, controls really well. I like that it has 21 levels, so it's not like a super short game. There's various difficulty levels. You can play that easy, normal, and then you can unlock the hard mode, which the game definitely gets harder as you progress. And what's really cool is there are Space Marines, as I have run into them later in the game, and they are very difficult enemies, but it's really cool being able to battle with them. So we'll do our quick little recap. We talked about Beyond a Steel Sky, wonderful game for Xbox consoles. It's also on the Xbox Series. It's on PlayStation 5. You can get it on the PC. You can get it on Nintendo Switch. Wonderful game, especially if you were a fan of Beneath a Steel Sky. If you're a fan of the adventure type games where you have to solve puzzles and stuff and heavily based around story, highly recommend you pick up this game. It is awesome. And we also talked about Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior, a wonderful first-person shooter set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Like, the universe is so great for first-person shooters, and it's just sad that we only have a couple of them in the universe. I would have loved to have seen more of these. Just a really good game. I highly recommend you guys check out both of these. Let me know your guys' thoughts, if you guys have played these or not. Let me know what games you guys are currently playing, and if you have any suggestions on a game you think I should check out, let me know, as you guys always do suggest really fun games. I want to thank you for watching. Take care, have a wonderful day, and sleep it. We'll see you guys next time.